Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wayne's World of Science and Technology. Today we're going to talk sales, specifically nuclear sales. Yep, we're going to put nukes on sales. Well, not quite. What it is there's a group down in the United States that are working on a nuclear-powered sail, rather than a solar-powered sail, a nuclear-powered sail. And the science behind it sounds really neat. What they're doing is they're coating the sail with a special reflective layer that reflects all the radiation back in one direction, and that provides you with thrust. Normally the radiation goes out in all directions, so there's no thrust because it cancels out. This way it's only coming out in one direction, so you get thrust. The thrust is technically low, but the particles emitted move at a really high rate of speed, believe it or not, 5% of light speed, and so you actually get a fair bit of juice out of it. Now, this here is a really, really amazing technology if they can actually get it up and working. Note that I said if. And another issue is going to be the cost, because producing transuranics to power the sails isn't always the cheapest. But this sort of technology, if it works, and I said if it works, it hasn't actually been proven in space yet. However, one of the groups working on it is Los Alamos National Labs, and they do have one heck of a reputation. So you can take that and consider it. This, if it works, means that we basically could take a starship to the moon or Mars, and the only fuel you'd need to carry would be the landing fuel, because that's where the sail would not be useful, is during the landing burn. So with less fuel needed to transfer orbits, that means you have more space and more payload capacity. And you get there faster, which is even better. Well, you get there a lot faster. I'd have to go down and look at the calculations again, but the time drops were immense. Like, we're talking 75% time drop for a trip to the moon. And that is huge. It also means that we have the ability to send probes to the outer system a lot more easily. One of the big problems with sending a probe to the outer system is powering it. And when I say powering it, fuel to boost the probe out. This is a real big problem. If, on the other hand, it's just a few pounds of transuranics on a thin mylar film, well, all of a sudden, you've got lots of options. You can put on more instruments. You could send larger probes. I mean, just think, take all the fuel tanks out and put more instruments in. You're laughing. Also, you get a lot more control. Right now, one of the big problems we have, we send a probe to Jupiter, say. The probe gets to Jupiter and it's traveling at a good rate of speed. We have to slow it down. With this type of sail, you can basically turn the thing around and slow down to the exact speed you need to get into the planetary system you're visiting. It means that moving goods, large amounts of goods from the asteroid belt to Earth orbit to build habitats, all of a sudden got immensely cheap. It's the same with moving stuff from the moon to Earth orbit. It all of a sudden gets immensely cheap. And because you'd be able to control the path the entire way, it's less susceptible to possible interception by, say, an errant asteroid, or, for that matter, an errant satellite that accidentally gets in the way of it when it's coming into Earth orbit. So there's all sorts of things that this technology gives us we just didn't have before, if we can actually make it work. And that's going to be the question. Can we make it work? The second question will be, how much will it cost? Cost is key. If the cost is relatively inexpensive, hey, we're laughing. If it's relatively expensive, I mean, like, $1 million to get from Earth to Moon is not much. $1 trillion to get from Earth to Moon is too much. So, it's going to come down to how far they can push the cost down on this. And that's going to depend upon the number of applications we find. And the more I look at it, this thing has got so many applications that, well, as I said, if it works, it's going to be the biggest game changer ever to hit the space industry. Anyways, that's it for now, folks. Like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. You got something out of it, and have a good day.